there is a bracket. There is a bracket. Please, you must take note of these small things, because you make heavy mistakes when now we give you questions. C exponent 2, all exponent 7. So now we have only C here. So the 7 will affect this C. There is 2 here already. So it will be C 2 times 7. Then we get C 14. C 14. Then the next one, we have the next one we have 5x squared. The next one we have 5x squared like this. We have 5x squared. It's like this. 5. Please, who is the one fidgeting with the screen? Who is the one doing this? Who is the one fidgeting with the screen? Okay, let's go on. Now we have let's go on. Now we have 5x squared. 5x all squared. Please note something here. There is 5 and there is x. So now these 2 will affect this 5 separately. Then it will affect these 2 separately. Then we will have we are going to have 25x squared. Most of the time, most of you will go and do this, forgetting that it affects both the 5 and the x. Then you make a mess of the whole thing. Then you make a mess of the whole thing. Now, let's look at this, the next one. Let's look at the next one. Now, the next one has this. The next one says this. The next one says h over 3 all cube. Now there are 2 things here. There is h and there is 3. So now this 3, it will affect both the h and the 3. So we have h cube all over 3 cube. Then we can have h cube over 27. Now look at here. We have x exponent minus 5. Then we have y squared. It's always wise to put all in positive. So we can just simply have 1 over y squared. 1 over y squared. Then if you bring the x minus 5 down, it will become x5. Now let's look at the next one. Let's look at the next one. We have 4a exponent 9 c exponent 3 all squared. We have the next one looks like this. I don't know whether you can see it clearly, but it is 4 exponent 9, 4a exponent 9 c exponent 3 squared. Then we have 7a6. Please, this is where most of you make a mess of everything, especially when it's in an exam. Now, these 2 here, it will affect the 4 separately, affect the a separately, affect the c separately. How we saying? It will affect the 4 separately, the a separately, and the c separately. So we are going to have 4 squared. There is a exponent 9 times 2 this 2. Then there is c exponent 3 times this 2. Then we can get 16, a exponent 18, c exponent 6. Then we have 7a c exponent 6. And 16 and 7 will be at one side. Then you see that here we have got a, here we have got a and a. So this one can be a. We can write it like this: a 18 plus 1. Can we see from here a 18 plus 1? Then we can get here too we have cc. Then we can get c 6 plus 6. Have you seen that? Then we get a 19 c 12. Then 16 times 7 is 112. Please, any question so far? Please, any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, then let's go on. Then let's look at the next one. Next one, we have 4s2. Okay, thank you. We have 4 s exponent 2, t exponent minus 3, t exponent minus 6, 12, t4. Please, when you have this, just take your time. Just take your time. You have 4. Then you can just draw a line like this. You can just draw your line. Oh my God. Please stop vegetating with the screen. If you cannot see the screen, tell me. Okay. You draw a line like this. Then here is 4. 4 is here. S squared is positive, so we put it here. Now, this t squared, t cubed is negative, so it will be t3. It comes down. Can you see my writing? Can you see my writing?
Yes, sir, we can see your writing.
Okay, that's what is needed. Now, yeah, so k is negative, so it will come k6. Then let's look at the down. The down, 12 is down, it's positive. Please stop vegetating with the board, please. I said, if you can't see the writing, just tell me. Now we have 4, and we make this line here. We draw this line here. We draw this line here. If you can't see it, please on the right, on the down part of where the pencil and where my arrow is, look, there is this thing here. Click on it. Then you see zoom in. Just press it, it will zoom it. You pressing the screen will not help you. It will not help you. There is down there you will see purple, like a zoom sign. Then you click on it, you will see zoom plus and zoom minus, zoom in and zoom out. Just press the zoom in and it will increase your screen. So let's go on. Now we draw this sign. Now 4 is here. S squared. Let me just find out who is doing this. Okay. Now now let's start again. We will have our arrow like this. Then here you have your 4. We have 4 here. S squared is positive. T minus 3 is negative, so it comes down. Then K is also negative, so it comes down, it becomes positive. Then we have 12. Then T4 is positive. Then SK is negative, so it will come up, then it will become positive, like this. Remember, there's a bracket here like this. Then we continue to simplify. We have 4 S squared. Now, this 4 affects this S, so we get S4. It affects both the 4 and the K. Then let's go on. Then this we have 12. Sorry. Then we have 12 T4 T3 K6. So if it's confusing you, you can just separate them. For instance, we have 4 over 4 over 12, the numbers. We have 4 over 12, the numbers. The numbers we have 4 over 12. 4 over 12. Then you can have S squared then you can have down here you can have divided by T4 T3. You need to take your time, otherwise you will get it wrong. Then the last one, you can have K4 divided by K6. So we are going to have 1 over 3. Then here from the lot of indices, we can get X6 here. Then down here, we can get T7. Then, okay, it's here. Then we can get, the last one is going to be, K2. So we can take our time and simplify it nicely. If you rush and thinking that you can do it easily, you will end up getting the whole thing wrong. Okay, now. So now let's look at the last one. Now here, as I say, it's always wise to convert to positive. So here we can have where we have x over y minus 3. Now you can convert it to, it can be simply be y, it can simply be y over x, all exponents. Here the session is recorded. You are going to have it after the class. X over y, I have y over x. Once you interchange this one goes up, this one comes down. The session becomes the negative becomes a positive. You see that? Then here, please note something. This 4 affects everything in this bracket. Now, this 5 affects this, that, and this. So here we can write it like this: y squared x cubed is y, sorry, y squared x cubed, then this z is minus, and there is a bracket here, you see that, then it is 4. Then we have a z squared, all like this in one bracket, 5 like this. Then we can get y3 x3, then we have y8 x12, y8 x12. You see that this 4, it affects this separately, it affects this separately. Then we have z2. But now all this is affected by 5. All this is affected by 5. So now we can come again. Then we have y3 over x3. Then now y exponent 8. So when I bring this 5 here, I will have y exponent 40. Y exponent 40. Then 5 here, so 12 times 5, I will have x exponent 60. X exponent 60. Then z2 times 5, I can get z exponent 10. Then I can simplify. This is y. So from the laws of exponent, I will get y exponent 43. X60 divided by x3, I can get x exponent 57. Then I will get z10 like this. So please, the game here is that you must take your time. If you don't take your time to do this, you will mess up the whole thing. You will mess up the whole thing. So let me ask, any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No, say that, no questions.
Okay, we can go on. Thank you very much. Now let's look at the next one. So here, it says simplify the following and leave your answers in exponents. So here, obviously, it becomes very easy because you are going to get 3. It will be sorry. It's going to be 1 because it is 3 minus 2. You can do it straight away. Just say 3 minus 2 plus 3 minus 1, or plus minus 1, or plus, because it's multiplying, so plus minus 1. Then you will simply get your answer to be 3 exponent 0. Now listen. Here it says that leave your answer in exponent form. So you find out that in an objective test, there will be 3 exponent 0 and there's going to be 1. Now, if you go and choose 1, it's wrong. Even though quantitatively it is correct, but the question told you that leave your answer in exponent form. So you need to take note of the instructions that are given in the question. You need to take note of the instructions that are given in the question. Now, the next one too, we have number 2. You can group the like terms together. Remember that if the base is not the same, you cannot use lots of exponents. So here I can have 2 squared times 2 minus 4. 2 squared times 2 minus 4. Then I can have 3 squared times 3, 3. Then I can have 2 plus minus 4. Then you can have 3, this is 3, 3, sorry. So I will have 3 squared times 3, 3. Then I will have 2 minus 2, 3, 5. Like this. Then this is the furthest you can go. You can't do anything else because this side, this base and this base are not the same. So you cannot apply lots of exponents if the base is not the same. Please, any questions? Please, any questions so far? Yes, Luazi, your hand is up. Yes, Luazi, Commander, your hand is up. Rudo, your hand is up. Yes, can you ask your question?
Sir, shouldn't you leave your answer in a positive form?
Yes. 3 always, yeah. Why to leave your answer in a positive form? 3 exponent 5 over 2 exponent 2. Like this. Thank you very much. Now, this one we have 2 exponent 3. I think it's multiplied by 2 exponent 5. So it's going to be 2 exponent 3 plus 5, which will be 2 exponent 8. 2 exponent 8. Then the next one we have 2 we have 2 exponent 3 divided by 2 exponent minus 5. So it is the same as 2 exponent 3. When I bring the 5 up, it will be 2 exponent 5. So my answer will simply be 2 exponent 8. Now, our next one, these 2, yes, Nkambule, your hand is up. Nkambule, your hand is up. Nkambule, your hand is up. Okay, let's go on. Now, our next one, we have 2 exponent 3. Then this is 3 exponent minus 4. So when it comes down, it will become 3 exponent 4. Now it is all raised to the power 2. Now these 2 affect this separately. It affects this separately. Yes, you can minus. You can do it straight away. You can get 2 exponent 3 times 3 exponent minus 4. It's not wrong. You can do that. But at times it confuses you, but you can do that. So squared. So you are going to get 2 exponent 6 over 3 exponent 8. Or you can get 2 exponent 6 times 3 exponent minus 8. Then it will become the same thing, 2 exponent 6. Remember that we can't do anything to it again because the base is not the same. So you cannot continue. You must leave it like that because the base here is not the same. You understand me? So you cannot continue when you get here. You must leave it as it is. You can't continue. Please, any questions? Yes, to see me. To see me. You have a question?
Yes, what if the instruction didn't say leave your answer with positive exponent? Should we always leave our answers with positive exponent, or we must listen to the instruction
If
first?
you leave it in negative exponents and it's correct, it's correct. It's still correct. No problem. But I'm saying that the positive is always better. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's go on. So that is that. So now let's look at this one. We have 3p squared, 2p cubed. We have 3p squared, 2p cubed. Then we have please stop playing with the screen. Please stop playing with the screen. Because we are all using the same screen. A minute. Let me get the screen back on the board. Now, now here we have 3p squared times 2p cubed. Now look at this one. We have 3p squared times 2p cubed times 2p cubed minus 2p5. Now, if you can look at this thing closely, the law of exponents only applies here. Minus doesn't apply the law of exponent. So here we can get 3 out, p 2 plus 3 minus 2p exponent 5. Then for the law of exponent, we can get 3p5 minus 2p5. Now, because here is the variable here and the variable here is the same, you can just say 3 minus 2, or you can just take p5 out, then we get 1 p5, or simply p5. Please, any questions there? Any questions? Yes, Maponya. Yes, Maponya. Yes, I'm listening, Maponya. Yes, Maponya, I'm listening. Yes, Maponya, your hand is up. What's the question? Yes,
Can you hear me, sir?
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was asking the 3p squared multiplied by 2p to the power of 3. The variables
Yeah.
there are not the same. Why is it that we add the exponents?
No, you see here, 3 is a number on its own. 2 is a number on its own. Can you see that? So I can bring, oh, sorry, I forgot 2. There might be 2 here. Yeah, there might be 2 here. So I brought 2 and 3 up. Left 3 times 2, then I can get p and squared q. So here the exponent, the base is the same. Can we see that? Does it make sense to you now? So I'm very sorry. In that case, our answer here will be 6 minus 2 4 p. Here's the one. The one that is up. Oh, sorry. Is my audio now clear? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you
Okay.
now.
Yes. Please, is my explanation clear? You see here,
Yes,
even
we
though they
can
are
hear
written
you.
3p squared, 2pq, the 3 and the 2 are separate entities. So it will be 3 times 2. Then we have p2, p2, p3 minus 2p5. Yes, Njabulu. Njabulu, your hand is up. Then we can get 6. Then here I can get p2 plus 3 minus 2p5. Then here I can get 6p5. I can get 6p5. Please stop vegetating with the screen. Then I can get 6p5 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 minus 2p5. Then we can get 4p5. Please, any questions there? Yes, Loazi.
So I'm so confused. Can you just please redo it again?
Number 6.
Yes.
Yeah. We can see that even though it is 3p squared times 2p cubed. Now this 3 is just multiplying. Have you seen that? It is not imprisoned by the p. This 3 and the 2, I can rearrange it. Then I can get something like this. Does it make sense to you? Yeah, Luazi.
Why do you have to rearrange them?
So that I can simplify easily. I can simplify this one easily.
So are you going to add those two together since they are multiplied? Or the exponents?
Yes, I will use the laws of exponents. Does it make sense to you? Yes, Luazi, we are waiting for you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
Yes, it is clear.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, so are there any questions of this one? What I did? Are there any questions? Hmm?
So the
We are
answer is
waiting for you.
what's the answer?
We have not got to the answer yet. A minute, my screen is a minute, please. A minute. Please give me a minute. Let me get my screen in order. I'm trying to get the screen in order. Okay, I think it's
The
back.
answer is 4 with exponent 5.
The answer should be 4 exponent 5. The answer should be 4 exponent 5. Can we see that?
I still don't understand
Because
how you the answer.
I got the answer. Okay, no, let's look at it. First of all, the key thing is that did you understand the rearrangement that I did? The first step is that you understand this arrangement. You understand this arrangement?
Yes.
Good. So 3 times 2 is 6. Then I can get P from lot of exponents. I can get 2 plus 3 minus 2P5. Yes, Lucinda, I'm coming. 2P5. 2P5. Then I can get 6. 2 plus 3 is P5. Then I can get 2P5. So it's just like me asking you a question. What is 4x minus 2x? You say it's 2x. So here, the variables here are the same. So I can just say 6 minus 2 is 4P5.
Oh, okay.
Is that clear? Okay, good. Now, Lusanda, your hand is up. Lusanda, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
So when I get to the step of 6p5 minus 2p5, can I just take out the common factor of 2p5?
Yes, you can take the common of factor of 2P5. Yes, but you still come back to the same thing. because you are going to get 3 minus 1. You see,
Yes.
3 minus 1, 2p5.
Yes, sir. I find it simple that way.
Okay, yeah, it's correct. It's not wrong.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, any questions again? Any questions again? Yes, Lusanda, your hand is up again. Your hand is up again. Okay, in the absence of no, yes, Jabulo, your hand is up. We are listening. Jabulo, your hand is up. We are listening. Yes, Jabulo, your hand is up. We are listening. Okay, let's go on. Now, Itutuko, your hand is up.
Yeah, sir. Can you please repeat number 4 for me?
Oh, we shall repeat it again. Okay, no problem. Number 4. Okay. So we have 2 exponent 3. So remember that if it is negative and it comes up, it becomes positive. So it can be times 2 exponent 5. Then you can get 2 exponent 8. Another way to do it that you can say, you can do it straight away. You can get 2 exponent 3 minus 5. Then you can get 2 exponent 8. They are all correct. It's not wrong. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we can go on. So the next thing that we are going to look at is sets. Please, you have to know that sets is directly the opposite of sets is indices. For instance, if you have x, the opposite of exponents is set. X squared equals to 2. If I bring the 2 here, if I want this one to be x, then I can get equals to square root of 2 or 2x. In the same way, if I have x exponent 6 equals to let's say y, if the exponent can cross the equal sign, once the exponent crosses the equal sign, it becomes a set, which will be 6 root of y. So sets and exponents are opposite to each other. Or that is how sets and exponents relate. That's how sets and exponents relate. So we have a perfect square. Perfect squares are numbers like square root of 4, square root of 9, square root of 16, and the rest. Because why are we calling it a perfect square? Because we always have what do you call it? We always have a whole number. Then another thing that you must know about a set is that, for instance, if I have x squared equals to 4, then I'll say x equals to please, somebody is still visiting with this screen. I said if you want to make it big, you can just go to the Zoom. Fidgeting the screen will not assist you in any way. Okay. Now, in the same way, for instance, if I have x squared equals to 4, let's say equals to 4, then I can have x will be equals to square root of 4. But normally we put plus and minus here. Then I can get plus or minus 2. Why am I writing plus or minus 2? Because when I put positive 2 here, I get 4. In the same way, if I put negative 2 there, if I put negative 2 there, I'm still going to get 4. Then the next thing you must know is that you cannot find a square root of a negative number, like negative 81. You cannot find a square root of a negative number. Now, if like the root is an even number, like fourth root, like square root, but you can, okay, let's start it this way. You can find a square root of an nth root of an odd number, but it does not work when it is an even number. For instance, you can find square root, you can find cube root of negative 8. You can find cube root of negative 8. You are going to find out that your answer is negative 2. You can even punch on your calculator and see. But it becomes a little bit problematic if it is an even number. Have you seen? It will always give you undefined. You can try it on your calculator and see. Then the next thing, we have some laws of sets. For instance, if you have square root of A times B, it can be equals to square root of A separately and square root of B separately. But then it doesn't work for addition and subtraction. For instance, you cannot say that square root of A plus B is the same as square root of A plus square root of B. It's wrong, very wrong. This is wrong. Then you can also not say that square root of A minus B is equals to square root of A minus square root of B. It's also wrong. It only works for multiplication and division. For instance, if I have square root of A over B is the same as square root of A over square root of B. So, but it doesn't work for addition and subtraction. Please, any questions there? Please, any questions there? Please let me load the screen again, please. Okay, we are going to go on. No, we are not here. Okay, let's look at other things. Okay. So, for example, if we have square root of 9 plus 16, you cannot say it is square root of 9 separately plus square root of 16 separately plus square root of 16 separately. It's wrong. It's going to be wrong. All that you can do is that you add what is in the bracket. So 6 plus 16 is 25. Then square root of 25 is a perfect square. So square root of 25 is going to give us 5. In the same way here, the question was already separated already. So that one there was no problem. So you can see that square root of 9 is 3, square root of 16 is 4, then we get 7. Now I have told you that this one is never true. It's not correct. So in the same way, when you have square root of 9 times 4, it will be square root of 36, which will give us 6. Or we can do it separately. Because it's multiplication, we can do square root of 9, which is 3, square root of 4, which is 2, then we get 6. It's the same thing. Please, any questions there? Please, any questions there? Okay, let's go on. Now, our next one too is this one. Here it is square root of 36 plus 64. But because it's multiplication, now we can do it separately. Square root of 36 times square root of 64. Then we get 6 times 8 equals to 48. Then here we have square root of 1 over 4. Because it's division, we can go square root of 1 separately over square root of 4 separately. Square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2. Then we have our answer. Then the next one, we have square root of 12 over square root of 3. Now you can easily simplify square root of 12 using your calculator. But if you cannot use your calculator, you have to know that 12 is the same as 3 times 4. I will say, then we can get square root of 3. Yes, Buyawa. Your hand is up. Buyawa, your hand is up. Buyawa, your hand is up. Okay. Then we can easily do it like this. Square root of 3 times square root of 4 over square root of 3. Then this 3 can cancel this 3. Then we can have square root of 4, which will be 2. But which will be 2. Then we find our answer. Please, any questions there? Now, square root of 4 plus 36. Please don't go and do this. Square root of 4 plus square root of 36. Don't go and do this because it's wrong. You must simply say square root of 4 plus 36, which will be square root of 40. Now, you can simplify with your calculator. But if you don't have a calculator, 40 is the same as 4 times 10. Then you can get square root of 2 times square root of 10. Square root of 4 times square root of 10. Now square root of 4 is 2. Then you can get square root of 10. But once you have a calculator, there is no need to stress yourself. You can just press square root of 40 and press equal sign to give you 2 root 10. Straight away. Yes. There we go, your hand is up. There we go, your hand is up.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want to ask on number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
You break down the square root of 12, right?
Yes.
Why did you use 3 times 4 instead of 6 times 2?
Because I wanted to simplify it and get it. I wanted one of the numbers to be a perfect square. When we are simplifying the set, one of the numbers, when you are breaking it up, one of the numbers must be a perfect square. Now, when you use 6 and 2, none of them is a perfect square. So I can simplify it to be 2 root 3.
Okay, I
Like
understand,
this.
sir.
Okay, thank you. Please, any questions again? Please, any questions again? Any questions again? Please, any questions again? Yeah, okay, let's go on. Now, we can also have nth root. Have you seen that? For instance, when I have a exponent n equals to b, if the b is crossed, it can become the nth root of b, like this. Have you seen that? So, as I said, to find the nth root, the nth root, please remember that we have two things. We can have odd numbers, and we can have odd numbers. We can have odd numbers, and we can have even numbers. Odd and even. We can have odd and even. Now, you can find cube roots of -8 on your calculator. But once the root is even, you cannot find the nth root. It will give you undefined. Does it make sense? If it is even, you cannot find the nth root of a negative number. But if it is odd, you can find the nth root of a negative number. Take note of that. If the nth root is even, you cannot find the square root of a negative number. But if the nth root is odd, you can find the negative of the nth root of a negative number. So see that here, 4th root of 81, it will be the same as the answer is 3, because 4th root of, you can use a calculator, but 4th root of 81. 81 is the same as 3 exponent 4. So we have 4th root there. Then we can get 3. Now look at this one here. The negative is outside. Have you seen that? So it's not affecting the nth root. So 4th root of 81 is 3. Then you bring the negative. That's why we have -3. But when you are here, the negative is inside. So you cannot find a square root fourth root of a negative number, and you are going to get undefined. You get undefined. Please, any questions there? So, like as I told you, if the nth root is odd, you can always find the nth root. Yes. Student number 2023-65397, your hand is up. Can you ask your question, please?
Okay, sir. On the even numbers, sir, why we can't find
Yes.
the negative square root? If you have any shorter
Yes.
explanation.
Because let us take a number like this. You see that the reason why you cannot find the nth root is that the square of every number is positive. Have you seen that? For instance, if I have negative, please, my screen. Let me put the screen on the board again. Let me put the screen on the board again. I'm coming. I'll answer your question. I want to get to the page where we are. You find out that anytime that you find a square of any number, have you seen that? It's always a positive. Have you seen? So it will be a contradiction to now say you can, because when I take the square here, it becomes a square root. So it will be a contradictory for me to say square root of negative a negative number, because anytime I find a square of every number, I get a positive. Now, let me come to your question. Your question is, why is it that the nth root also, you cannot find the nth root when the number is of a negative number? Because remember that when the number is even, every even number can be converted to a square root. For instance, if I have, fourth root of a minute, please. A minute. I'll explain to you now. I'm just trying to get it. The screen is being visited with. So, for instance, if I have, let's just say, fourth root of -2, it's the same as second root. Let me write it here. It's the same as second root times another second root, or 2 square roots of -2. Have you seen? So right from the first one, it gives me undefined. For instance, if I have 6 roots of a -2, I can easily break it down to be a 3 root of and another 2 roots, because 3 times 2 equals 6. Have you seen? Of -2. Now, right from here, I get undefined. That is why when it is an even number, you are not able to find the nth root of a negative number. Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let's go on. So that is the basics. Have you seen? So you have to know that whenever you have nth root of a, it is the same as a 1. Whenever you take the nth root out, you get a 1 over n. For example, if I have 2 roots of 4 equals to x, is the same as 4 is the same as, no, sorry, 2 root of 4 is the same as 4 exponent half, like this. It's the same thing. And if you have the nth root of a exponent m, then this n will come and divide. It will become a m over n. Then the last one, if you have it, is a reciprocal, so it's going to simply be 1 over a m over n, like this. If it comes up, it can become a minus m over n. So please, that is the relationship between sets and exponents. Between sets and exponents. So now let's come to this the questions here. Now let us look at this one. The first one, is it defined or undefined? The first one, number 1, is it, yes, Luazi?
It's defined.
It's defined, even though it's negative. Once the nth root is a negative, you can get negative 27 the same as negative 3 cube. So cube roots, I'll bring the 3 down here. Then I'll get minus 3. Please, any questions there? Yes, Luazi. Luazi, your hand is up. Your hand is up. Yes. 2020 365 397. Your hand is up.
So, according to the previous rule that we were talking about, that means we can't have into negative 2 to the power half. It's undefined.
Yes, it's undefined.
Okay, so
It's undefined. Once the root is an even number, it's undefined. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Next time I'll have to change the way I put the screen. Yes, you see, in an objective test, you must use your discretion based on the answers that you have. But when it's a written test, no matter how you read your answer, once it makes mathematical sense, it's going to be marked. Exactly. But in an objective test, you must know how the answer is put for you to also determine how you are also going to write your answer. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Now, our next one, we have negative square root of negative 8 all exponent 4. Please, is it defined or undefined? Is it defined or undefined? Yes. Yes, it is defined because even though there's a negative here, this negative 8 exponent 4 makes this thing automatically a positive. Have you seen that? And because this 2, this 4 will make this thing automatically a positive. So that means that it is defined. Remember that we do what is in the bracket first. Yes, Luazi, your hand is up.
Wait, you're saying
Luazi, your hand is up.
it's defined? How is it defined?
Because any number as exponent and even number always gives a positive number.
Yes, that's true.
So it makes the number in the square root a positive.
Also, you first do
Not
what's in
negative.
the bracket before you
Yes,
look at
all mathematics. You always do what's in the bracket first.
Okay.
So we get minus, negative. It can be 8, positive 8, 4, because it's a positive. It can be a positive. It's a positive. Then we can get negative out, 8, 4 over 2. Then we get negative 8 squared, which will be equal to negative 64. Okay. So our next one, we have 2 roots. The first one is a cube root. So we have a square root and we have a cube root. Yes, Stembile, your hand is up. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If they say leave your answer in a simple set form, what do they mean if they say leave your answer in a simple set form?
That is, for instance, if you have square root of 40, it's not a simple set form. The simple set form of square root of 40 is 2 root 10.
So is that a simplest form?
Yeah, that's the simplest form.
All right. Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Now, the next one, we have square root, then we have cube root of 64. Then we have square root, cube root 64 is the same as cube root of 64. You can use a calculator, but it is 64 is the same as 4 cube. You see that? So we are going to have square root. You do the inner one first. It's going to be 4, 3 over 3, which will become equal to square root. Yes, Maponya, 4.
Sir, I cannot see from where you are writing. Can you please?
Oh, okay, sorry. Let's start again. So we have square root, and we have cube root of 64. Now cube root 64 is the same, so we have the square root is outside. Now then we have a cube root. Now 64 is the same as 4 cube. So we have a square root. Now when I bring the root here, I convert the nth root into a set. I'm going to get 4 3 over 3. Then I will get square root 4 exponent 1. Then we know that 4 is the same as 2 squared. If I bring the square root, it will be over 2. Then I'll get my answer to be 1. Can we see that? Sorry, I'll get my answer to be 2. Sorry, not 1. Please, any questions? Yes, Maponya.
I'm not sure if I'm following, sir. Can you please redo it?
Okay, can you see from here?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so I have the first one is a square root. The next one is a cube root. The next one is a cube root. Then we have 4 here. Then we have 64. So we do the inner one first. Have you seen that? So my square root is outside. 64 is the same as 4 exponent 3. Have you seen that? Then this cube root will be make it divided by 3. Is this one clear?
Yeah, I get that part, sir.
So we are going to get 3 over 3. We are going to get square root. 3 over 3 is 1. So we are going to get 4. Can you see that? Then 4, we have square root. 4 is the same as 2 squared. Because of this square root, it will be divided by 2. Then we get 2 exponent 1. Does it make sense?
All right, yeah, I get it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we are on the last one. Please, the last one, is it defined or undefined? The last question. Yes, Rudo.
It's undefined, sir.
Yes, it's undefined because now the negative is the square does not affect the negative. Can you see that? But if it was like this, square root of negative 4 all squared, and the square affect the negative, it will be defined. Have you seen that? Then it will be defined. But in its current form, it will be undefined. Okay. So the answer doesn't exist. So now let's look at this one. It said, evaluate the following expressions without the use of calculator. Good. Now 16 plus 19 will be square root of 20 is 25. Then we have 36. Then we can have square root of 25, square root of 36 from the loss. Then we can have 5 times 6, which will give us a 30. Now, the second one, what to be the answer? The second one, what to be the answer? How did you get your answer? Say the answer is -3. How did you get your answer to be -3? How did you get your answer to be -3? How did you get your answer to be -3? The second one, it will be 8. We cannot simple. It's going to be 8 minus 27, which will give us -19. Now, our next one, we group the exponents together. Then we group the numbers together. So the numbers are 3 times 4 divided by 16. Then here I can get 10 exponent 4. Then I can bring this negative up. I will get 10 exponent 5. Then down here, I can get 10 exponent 4. I can bring this negative down. I can get 10 exponent 3. Yes, Hadebe, this will cancel this. Hadebe, your hand is up.
Yes, I want to ask there. Why is it 10 to the exponent negative? You said 5.
I took this one up.
You say it's
Then I
10 to
brought
the
this
exponent
one.
5.
You said? Come again.
I understand.
Yeah, come again.
You can continue, say, I understand now.
Okay, good. So
I
here 3 times 4 is 12 over 16. Then 10 exponent 5 over 10 exponent 3, we get 10 exponent 2. We can simplify it to be 3 over 4 times 10 exponent 2. We can simplify it that way. Now, the next one, we have 10 exponent 4 here. 10 exponent 4 is plus. We can apply the exponent. But yes, Loazi.
So what's the answer for the third one?
The third one is, as I wrote for you, 3. The answer will be 3 exponent 4 times 10 squared. Once you simplify, the assumption will be that you use the calculator.
So will it be 300 over 4?
Yeah, 300 over 40 will be fine. But it's better to leave it in exponent form like this.
So it will just be 3 times 10 to the power 2 over 4.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because the question said without using the calculator. When a question says that without using the calculator, it wants to see whether you understand these things of these laws of exponents.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's go on. Now the next one we can bring 10 exponent 4 out, so we can get 3 plus 4 all exponents. I can bring 10 exponent 4 out like this. You see, because it's common among the two. Then here I can get 7 times 10 exponent 4. 10 exponent 4 will cancel 10 exponent 4. 3 plus 4 is 7 over 7. Then I'll get my answer to be 1. Any questions there? Any questions there? Yes, there we go. Your hand is up.
No, sir, there are no questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the next one. We have, there we go. Your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Please, can you repeat number 4 for me, please?
Okay, number 4. Can you see that this is common here and it's common here? Can you see that?
Yes,
So
sir.
I can bring 10 exponent 4 out. Then I can get, please let me start again. Okay. So I can bring 10 exponent 4 out like this. I can bring 10 exponent 4 out. Then I'll be left with 3 plus 4. Then here too I have 7 times 10 exponent 4. Then this one will cancel this. 3 plus 4 is 7 over 7.
Which is 1.
Then we get our answer to be 1. Any questions
Well,
there?
yes, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, good. Now, the last one. I presume here is multiplication. We apply strictly board maths. If you don't apply board maths in this question, you will make a mess of the whole thing. So we have minus 18 minus 7. Board math says we do the ones in the bracket first. So I will get 2 minus 5, I will get minus 3. Then I will get plus, let us remember that 27 will be the same as, 27 will be the same as 3 cubed over 3 times 5. Now, board math says we must, after brackets, we must do exponents. Yes, Samandla.
So it's divided, not times.
Or it's divided.
Yes, sir. And my surname is Sipamla, so not Sipamandla.
Oh, Sipambla. Oh, okay, sorry. Sipambla. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, it's divided. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, according to board mass, the next thing that we do is exponents. So I can get minus 18 minus 7 minus 3. Then I can get 3 divided by 5. Then board mass says the next thing is division. So I can get minus 18 minus 7 minus 3 plus, yes, Hadebe, your hand is up. 3 over 5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think you you didn't finish the brackets, 3 brackets.
You're talking about this one?
3,
Or this one?
3 and 7.
Yes.
It's negative 18 minus 7. And then
Yeah,
the 3 is on, the 3 is on brackets. I think you there
yes,
7 and 3.
Yes, that's it.
I think you said both must be, we must start with the brackets.
Yes,
And
so that's the
3 is still in the
bracket. I did the one in
brackets.
the bracket first. Yes, so I've done the one in the bracket. This is the one in the bracket. 2 minus 5 is minus 3. Now it has turned into multiplication now. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Because
Okay.
the one in the bracket is 2 minus 3. So that's what I did first. 2 minus 5, sorry, which gives us minus 3. So, and from board math, the next thing is multiplication. So we will do minus 18 plus 21 plus 3 over 5. Minus 18 plus 21 is 3 plus 3 over 5. Then you can simply simplify this to, I think, 18 over 5. Please, any questions? Oh, sorry. Some of, I think it's the way you have configured your screen. I'll write here. But any questions?
No, sir, there are no questions.
Okay, good. Now, so please, that is all about Unit 1. Now, the key thing is for you to, first of all, don't rush when revising. Start with the exams is more complicated. So I think your group, maybe you count yourself lucky that you don't go to the examination room, because the examination room is very tough. But I'm sure that in your semester test, there will be exam-like questions. So please start with the semester test and make sure you can be able to do this class test. Like start with the class test, like CT1. I don't think these are difficult. Take your time and answer them. Don't go and learn the memo. Answer them yourself. Take the memo and mark, and you can see how you are performing. You can see how you are performing. So, for instance, when you are here, you must know that you must apply strictly board mass. So take the memo, do them, and you yourself, you will see how you are performing before you look at the answers. First, do them yourself. Make sure you're on the right track. So the same, there are so many. I think I loaded some class tests here. There is another one here. They are not difficult questions, and I think I've given you the memo. So don't learn the memo. Do them yourself before you check the answers on the memo. Do them yourself before you check the answers on the memo. Now, so that is all about the class. But when it comes to the exams, now, last time somebody, one person said, I forgot the name. She said, when she looks at the examination questions, it is like we have not done anything. Yes, the examination questions, obviously, it's more demanding. For instance, if this is an examination question, if you can look at the first page, that's question 1. It is simply what we have done today, but the question has been put in a different form. Have you seen? It says a color photograph taken with digital camera is converted into digital format using a 4 times 10 to the power 0 bytes per pixel. That means that every pixel have got 4 times 10 to the power 0 bytes. Now, it says that the photograph taken with the camera was 2,2 times 10 to the power 6 pixels. Now, the first question is that how many bytes are there in one photo? So this question, are you going to multiply or you're going to divide? What are you going to do? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? You see that for every pixel, question 1.1, for every pixel, there is 4 times 10 to the power 0 bytes. Then you have got 2.2 times 10 to the power 6 pixels. How many bytes are in one photo? How are we going to do that? Who can tell us how we are going to do that? We will simply multiply. Have you seen that? So you are going to have 4 times 10 to the power 0. Then we have 2,2 times 10 to the power 6. Then 4 times 2,2, we have 8,8. Please stop vegetating with the screen, please. Please, we are all using the same screen. Then we have 8 we are going to have 8,8 times 10 to the power 6. Now, if you write this answer in an examination, obviously it's going to be wrong. Because it says that leave your answer in the question says that leave your answer, write out your answer as a number. It didn't say in standard form. It says that as a number. So we are going to have 8. Please, who is the one fidgeting with the screen? Who is that? Who is that? So we are going to have 8, 8, 0, 0. I think it will be 5 zeros. 5 zeros like this. So this will be the correct answer. Now, the second one says that write your answer in scientific notation. That's when you start from here. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 8, 8 times 10 times 10 to the power 6. Like that. So it's not that what you have done have not been treated. It's there, but it is put in a different form. Let me see whether I can see something else that you have done in the exams. Let me see. Yes. Now you have done this one. So this one too is what we are doing today. We have done this one. It's also part of unit 1 that we are doing today. So you cannot say we have not, what we have done is like it doesn't align with the exams. So this one, what are you going to do? It's a negative here. That means that you must swap these two. Have you seen that? So we are going to have 3x 3 y 2 z 6, then divided by -2. Yes, Loazi.
So don't you, since you are literally swapping the two around, shouldn't the exponents therefore be negative because you're swapping them
The
around?
exponents, and yes, I'm swapping it around because of this -2. So this
Yes,
2 will be positive.
I agree, but I'm talking about the exponents inside the bracket. Shouldn't
No,
they
no, no,
be
no,
negative?
no, 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 never. Look, whenever you have x over y, have you seen? Then it's all over -2. It's just like having y over x. Have you seen? Then it will be a positive number. Have you seen? So now I'm taking this as a unit and this as a unit. Is that clear? So once I swap it around, the sign will be positive. Is it making sense to you?
I understand, but could you make an example where the y and the x have got exponents? So, because
No, you see, okay, let me have an example. For instance, if I have, let us say, x -2 over x over, let's say, z6, all exponents, let's say -4. Ne? I can simply do this first. I can say that let me write it well. Let us say I have x exponent -2 all over z exponent 6. Then it is like this. Let's say exponent -4. Now I can swap it inside, but then if that's the case, I don't touch this one. Have you seen that? Because this is the umbrella for the whole of what is inside here. So the moment I decide to change this one to positive, then the z6 must come up and the x -2 must come down. Have you seen? Then we can have 4 like this. Then later I can still bring the x2 up. Then I can get z6 x +2 all over 4. You see, I'm only swapping on the basis of this. So everything remains as it is.
Okay.
Does it make sense? Yes, 365. Your question.
Okay, sir. You can also explain it this way.
Yes.
X to the power -1 is the same as 1 over x. So you have a division inside. It's the same as 1 over all over the product of the negative square root. So you flip those terms, the numerator and
You said
denominator.
1 over. You said 1 over.
It's going to be 1 over numerator of the question, numerator over denominator. So since you're dividing, you have to.
Yeah, even at times, yes. You see, you can even do it straight. There's no need to even swap it. You can do it straight. You can, but it's always better to swap it so that things become easier for everybody. It's always better to keep this one a positive. Have you seen? So it is straightforward. I'm doing the swapping because of the -2. So I don't change anything here. You understand me? So it is simply going to be 3x3 y2 z7, then all over -2 y3 x2 z0. Then please, one biggest mistake that most of you make, this negative now, so now is 2. This 2, it affects the 3 separately, 3 squared. It affects the x separately, x6. It affects the y separately, y4. It affects the z separately, z14. Then all over, it affects the -2 separately. So minus, most of you forget the number, -2 squared. You are saying that after swapping, the sign changed to positive. That is why I swapped, because I wanted the sign to be positive. That's the reason why I did the swapping in the first place. Because I wanted the sign to be positive. Is that clear? So it affects these 3 separately. Y 3 times 2 is 6. Is that clear? Is that clear? 6.